Hello again, Marvel Future Fighters. We are back here on G for G. I'm your host, Napalm Dawn, and as you can see, we are in Marvel Future Fight for the second night in a row. This is the post-patch, post-maintenance video. So yesterday I dealt with my World Boss teams and Alliance Battle teams and everything. Today we're going to deal with the new content, and as you can see, I have just done the third Villain Siege for the daily, and there is Kate Bishop, Tits Hawkeye, my 500 coins, and my 110,000 gold. Along with other cool stuff like Dimension Debris and Universal Nuggets. But there's your Kate. That's how you get Kate. I mean, she's available through bio selectors, but that's how you can get her without spending those precious things. So let's talk about the new content. There she is. There's Tits Hawkeye. She's one of the three that we need to talk about over here. So I do apologize. I actually recorded this video right the first time I went in after maintenance, and you got to see like my surprise and my reactions to all the new stuff, but it was really long. It was like 40 minutes, and I recorded it again, and it was 45 minutes. I'm like, oh god, I really need to just shut up and make the video shorter. So that's what I'm going to try to do on this one. I'm going to try to have this not be 3/4 of an hour. So, when I logged in today, my hero chest was a speed. So I threw 8 units her way, and now I just got another 6. So hey, we unlock Kate Bishop. So now I have 2 out of the 3 new characters. But more on that in a moment, and more on that in a moment. Her team-ups and everything. So as you can see here, there's Ironheart, so we're going to be dealing with her. In order to unlock her, you need to have the bio subscription. The monthly thing for $8.49 to about $9.99. And just, you know, use the 20 and unlock her, and then just smack her around with tickets. Just think of yourself as a turnstile at a train station, and she comes walking through, and just beat the shit out of her with tickets, because it's probably going to be a fruitful endeavor. I think you're gonna like little Gundam Wing chick over here. And that just leaves us with Hairchair. Hairchair is the only one we haven't seen yet. So let us take a look at what is going on with the 3 new heroes, and then we'll deal with the uniforms, and then we will deal with the tweaked older players. So, going over to Marvel Universe, if you don't own the heroes, this is a good way to find out about them. First, we will deal with Kate. Set her to tier 2. Leadership, critical rate goes up for the team. Ignore dodge. Her tier 2 is all new Hawkeye. Critical damage goes up. 20% increase to crit rate. Guaranteed dodge. Plus 30% increase. An explosion shot, which kind of looks like a mine. But more on that. It's like a tent of arrows. It's interesting. Trick arrows, which really helps her get out of a lot of damage. Swift archer. Last one shot. Another stun. Fuse shot. Another stun. So she has 3 stuns. She's a physical attacker. Her team-ups are Clint, Will, Young Avengers number 2, Hawkingbird, Hawkeyes. 2 of these are good, 2 of them, in my opinion, are crap. Hawkeyes, for just a 2-person team-up, is not too bad. Hawkingbird, in my opinion, kind of sucks. Young Avengers 2, with all attack and max hit points, crowd control time, it's not too bad. She has to go all attack this route because he's energy. So physical doesn't work, and then her and Jessica Swampile over here, that's just, I think that's Jessica, and Captain have physical attack up, all defense, critical rate. To me, I think this one is a little bit better, because I think people more likely will lean towards Wiccan as a partner, because Wiccan is actually somewhat decent. He's ranked fairly high up there on the blast side of things. And nobody here really gets the greatest amount of marks. Although, you know, I have a soft spot for Captain and Lady Cap because they've been with me for a very, very long time. But if I want to go with a good team up, I think I'm going to go with Young Avengers. If I want to go with an okay two-shot, Hawkeye's is not too bad. So, alright, let's take a look at her skills. By the way, Amazing Games Done Quick, AGDQ, is currently on for the week. You could find it on Twitch or AmazingGamesDoneQuick.com. Donations, the proceeds go to fight cancer. It is a streamer setup that is going on in Herndon, Virginia right now, where people play various games and speedrun them. Do them as fast as they possibly can. These include some games that you think would be speedrun, like Super Metroid, that always gets done, but they also do things like Final Fantasy and Dark Souls, and even action games like River City Ransom. So, there's the kind of thing that we almost could call a boomerang arrow. It's a very big dodge. It's like a dodge into a blind shot that hooks around. So, probably a really good way of just doing crazy moves and not standing still. Here's the 10th arrow. Well, no, that's not the 10th arrow. That one's going really off screen. Oh, there we go. But again, kind of like Gwenpool, it's another massive dodge. It's like Elsa, massive dodging. Just whoop, I'm out of the way. I'm out of the way. I'm out of the way. Then she's got this one, which is a stun. Here it is again. Probably some good invincibility frames there. Here is a rain of arrows. So we'll get her closer to the group for that one. Again, I mean, she's a speed character. She resembles what a lot of other speeds can do. And then finally, her 5. There's the tent, and explosions go off. Let's get her near the group again. 5. Out of the way. So let's try a pretty long stun now. Let's try a lead in 4. While up in the air. Back up to that. Back up to that just as she lands. Yeah, I mean, she seems like a pretty evasive speed character. I don't necessarily know that she's going to be great against a world boss, but she probably put a lot of mileage in for people in alliance battles. Up next, we'll do Hairchair. So I call her Hairchair because of this. It looks like she's just relaxing in an Austin Powers 60s egg chair that's made out of her own hair. Smashing, baby, yeah. That hair is just not right. So, leadership. Universal types. Yay, you don't have to rely on Ronan anymore if you don't want to. Yay, you can use her to buff Black Bolt instead of Ronan. And there's some valid synergy between the two. Passives. Guaranteed dodge on Inhuman Queen for the tier 2. Hair Drill, kind of looks like Cammy from Street Fighter. Hair Constrictor. Hair Blossom. Split Ends. Queen's Embrace. So she's got a stun and a blind. Yeah. Let's look at her team-ups. Of course, Black Bolt. She only has 2 shotters. Inhuman Deceit, critical damage, crowd control. Nah. King and Queen, energy defense, cooldown time. This seems to really only serve Black Bolt. Like, I don't see her getting that much out of this, but that cooldown time is probably really good for him. Spider-Man, crowd control, defense pen. You don't see defense pen a lot. Could be nice. Asgardian Ambassador, hit points, critical damage. Queen and Captain, critical rate, movement speed, energy, attack, physical defense. I think this one, her and Iron Man and Ironheart together might be a nice trio synergizing with Iron Man. And we'll get back to that one, but I'm not that crazy about her team-ups, really. None of them jump off the page at me, but I think this one can be abused. Honestly, King and Queen, and if you're basing it off of Black Bolt, is probably good. So, let's look at her skill preview. I warn you, if you have any small children, are easily prone to PTSD, or have pregnant ladies around, you may want to look away for a little while, because she is downright fucking creepy in combat, and you'll see why. The number 5. It's the face hugger from Aliens. So her default attack from behind, she looks like a kraken. Like, just bitch slapping people like, aha, I'm a kraken, I shall smack it with my feelers. Smack, smack. Then she goes up in the air and she does face hugger. Face hugger. I mean, AI on is kind of in the way, but it's face hugger. Here's her bind. So, no, that's her stun. I apologize. That's her stun. AoE stun. I think this is the one that if it's in a group, it isolates somebody. Sort of. Okay, here's the bind. It's a trip. It's like under the legs, trip. So that makes sense that it's a bind, because it totally looks like it's like going past them, tripping them up, holding them in place. There's the Cammy, Cannon Drill from Street Fighter, except with her hair in her head instead of her legs and her ass. And then we have the red starfish, or the spiny sea urchin. Either way you want to call it, this one's kind of creepy too. She hides in her hair, and then she does the spiny sea urchin, or the ginger starfish. Either way, this is creepy. That's the headbang. That's the whoopsie trip. That's the Cat Andrew from Street Fighter, and that's the surprise starfish. I think what might be good is to... I had the pattern on the first video. Lead in with that while up in the air. Trip for the bind. Or, let's see, I think it was invincible, into the stun, into the I want to get away now, so I'm going to lock you in place and go. Interesting, these here, 2, 5, and 4, I think are going to be your main. One might be an intro and a closer, so let's get us near a group. 1 to get in, immediately up in the air. I messed it up. I think 1, 5, 4, or 1, 4, 5. 2 is the one I think you should do to get out, because it roots him in place. So that seems to be a good one to get yourself out of there, is the one with the bind. Hairchair. And then finally, I think we're going to go to the darling of this patch, and that is Aggressive Rescue, or Gundam Iron Man over here, or like, ow, does her back not hurt standing that way, Iron Man, Ironheart. I like Aggressive Rescue because she does look like Rescue, but she just kicks ass. That just looks like an uncomfortable pose. It really looks like it hurts. Looks like she's tilting forward like, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Annie, you've been hit by... I mean, it looks like she's going to go into the Michael Jackson lean over here. Yeah, but she is a smooth criminal, though. So, her team-ups. Iron Band, Iron Man and War Machine, Genius Engineer, all attack cooldown time, and that's Spidey over there, and Iron Man physical defense crowd control time. So I take back what I said of Iron Man, Ironheart, and Medusa. It's not that great, because alone it's just physical defense crowd control time. Not that impressed with that idea. I take that back, it sucks. I think the best one out of this is the Spidey one. All attack plus cooldown time reduction makes me a little boner in the pants. I have to admit, it really does. It's, I think, a lot better than this. I mean, cooldown time with somebody who has her cooldowns. I'm touching myself right now. Leadership, energy attack, really good. She's blast, she's energy, makes sense. Passive, 10% rate when attacking, apply to self, dodge goes up. Model prime armor, 25% rate when attacking, apply to self, a max hit point recovery, guaranteed dodge, skill damage, bonus damage. It's beast. It's beast mode. It really is. Iron Blade, kind of a war machine from Marvel Avengers Alliance 1 attack. Air raid mode. Ambush fire. Barrage fire with a stun. And prime cannon. Immune to all damage and energy attack goes up. So, let us take a look at this sexy beast. I answered one question that I had was, does her invincibility kick in after the usage of the cannon or right as you do it? It seems to be right as you do it. So, let's lead in with the stun. Iframes. Oh, wait. Is that the stun? Yeah, okay. So they're stunned, but she's up in the air for all of it. That kind of seems a little poo. She doesn't land and they're still stunned. They're stunned while she's already up in the air and likely invincible, so we're going to go into the stun. And we're going to come out into the prime cannon. There goes the Gundam wings. And now, something I discovered here. You can do this and come out of it into the prime cannon. And it is a nice little cross-up over here because you can start behind somebody, begin the 4 behind somebody, wait, and come down in front of them for that. It's just a nifty positional cancel. So here's a takeoff. This one is, I like to call this one the isolation move. Every time she does it, it's like she knocks everybody back and then isolates one out of the group. There's the laser slice. It is a full 360 around the target. It's not exactly a speed kind of get out of jail free card, but I mean it's might be good for something as long as they're tangible. It's pretty good. And then finally a bolt. And to jump back in. We'll see if she procs her passive again over there. Not bad. So, again, I think 2, isolate, 4, cancel. Now, there's another position you can cancel in, and I think it leaves you still behind them. You just cancel earlier. So 4. Yeah, it's slightly off to the side if you cancel early. If you cancel late, it puts them in front of the mob. So 4. Invincible AoE. And then fall. I mean, it puts her a good deal behind the target, which is nice for safety. Good for a Frost Beast. So there's Ironheart. Probably is going to be good for World Boss Killers. I think Black Dwarf is going to have issues handling Ironheart, and I can definitely see Ironheart being used for Fem dailies in Alliance Battle. Blast dailies also. Pretty good. Could be used for probably the superhero ones in XAB. So, here are the new uniforms. Captain, Red Hulk, Yellow Jacket, Happy Hulk, Squirrel Girl, and then the improved characters are Hulk, Electra, and Bullseye. So, of course, it doesn't show them there. If we go to uniform, I already bought Tom Selleck. So let me show you Tom Selleck first. Or Rom from Super Troopers, from Car Ramrod. Crazy looking skin. It is so 70s porn. So yeah, here he is. Here is Marvel Now Red Hulk with a shotgun bandolier and fucking blue workout pants, blue football pants, and those aviators and that hair and that Tom Selleck mustache. Or Rom from Team Ramrod and Super Troopers. That is some fucked up shit right there. That's funny. I just like, yeah, I have to buy it. I mean, it's actually, it's got good skills. I mean, I didn't buy it because it looks hysterical. I bought it because, it's got good passives. And people like Red Hulk for fire-based teams. Activation rate when hit point is below 50. Apply to self. Max hit point recovery. 15% in a second. Cooldown 7 seconds. Not bad. And then you have more burn damage and fire damage. And then you have fire damage. I kind of used to hate Red Hulk in very, very early days of PvP. Because of the stunning that he did. I was like, oh god, it's a Red Hulk team. I'm going to get stunned. And fucking roasted at the spit. So there's Tom Selleck. I picked that one up. Like, I looked at it, I was like, yeah, okay. Not even waiting, not even thinking. It's just going to happen. Then we have Captain America. I have Lady Cap. It changes Shield Throw, Shield of Valor, and Shield Strike. Activation rate, 45% rate when hit. Apply to self. Immune to all damage for 3 seconds. Add a guard break on Skill Valor. For Lady Cap, she's an activation rate of 15% when hit. Immune to all damage for 5 seconds. So there you go. You're trading off 2 seconds for a much better chance for the proc to go off. I think, in all honesty, it is better to have the increased chance than the 2 extra seconds. I think if you pulled data of the two side by side over, say, 5-10 minutes, I think New Cap is going to have more immunity over time than Lady Cap. So here is Yellow Jacket. It looks like a scorpion. It's like, huzzah! Sting you, gonna pinch you. Apply to self, 25% damage increase to hero types. Not the best passive in the world. How you doing? I think they could have done something a little bit better, but let's be honest, people love Yellow Jacket whether he's tier 2 or not. So giving him a suit that just has bumped up stats and everything, nobody's really going to complain. So I think I'm going to wind up picking up that Yellow Jacket one. These first two I think I might get before the sale ends if my crystals stay high. Happy Hulk, who now is very angry Hulk, he looks like he's now in Gears of War. He looks like he's pretty much the main character of Gears of War. When I think of Epic Games, I think of the Unreal series, not Gears of War, because I'm older. So to me, Unreal is the game that built Epic, not Gears of War. But, you know, modern times, yeah, people are going to be Gears of War. They're right around the corner from me. They are in Cary, and I've applied to several jobs over there, but unfortunately, they tend to be just slightly out of my skill set. I've come close. Maybe I'll be working for Epic one day. One can only hope. So apply to self, super armor, all defense up, tornado punch, chain collision, gamma explosion with a big set of stuff over here, attack, defense, speed. I don't think it's going to change Amadeus Cho a whole lot. I don't think he's going to be great because of that. Aviator Squirrel Girl. Or Playboy Bunny out. Doesn't she, like, if you stuck some rabbit ears on her head, doesn't that red and that silver look like she should be a bunny at a Playboy Bunny Club? I mean, not the jacket and the gloves and shit, but just that part. Or like a Broadway dancer or something. She's just, I don't know. Squirrel Army, stun with physical attack. Activation rate, 20% rate when attacking. Apply to self. Big boost in damage. could be good. I don't think she's got any real survivability, if I remember correctly, but I mean, damage boost is nice. Kind of also looks like Becky Lynch from the WWE in that thumbnail over here. There's like the almost steampunky goggles. There's the red hair. It's Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is hot. Becky Lynch is really hot. And now for the buffed up heroes. And then the last thing we need to talk about after that. So, let us start with probably the least affected, and probably still crap, Electra. Now, I farmed a lot of Electra just because I seem to get a lot of bios for her, and I thought she was decent back in the day. You can see she's even got an obelisk. But then I got Wise, and everybody craps on Electra. She's so disliked. I think maybe what changed is that the red thing, the red assassin, has a stun now. I honestly don't really know what's changed that much with her. She just got high level and had a lot of bios for me for a while, and then I was like, oh my god, everybody hates her. She is poo. Hulk has changed, and Bullseye has changed. So let us scroll over. And let us look at Maestro Hulk over here. Old Man Hulk. Old Man Logan. What has changed is he now has this enraged passive with a hit point recovery. 15 per second in 1 second. 25% rate when hit. 10-second cooldown. A lot of people are liking this. I've got a few people in my group saying, yeah, this is actually a really nice change for him and is working out. And then finally, another crap hero or crap character that I think might be sneaky good with his change. Bullseye. You might find some use out of getting his uniform, which looks horrible. Kind of makes him look like Arcade mixed with Alfred the Butler from Batman. I don't even really know. It's got the poofy, almost the poofy shirt from Seinfeld, but not really. Here is why I think he might turn into being sneaky good. Is it Madness Knife? No. Well, Madness Knife has got a stun. Madness Slayer. Activation rate when Madness Knife is used. So Madness Knife is on a 15-second cooldown. Apply to self 70% chance to pierce immune to all damage for 10 seconds. All speed goes up. He might be the answer to some ridiculous bosses and PvP situations like a lot of Doctor Stranges and everything. You might find some really crazy use from Madness Slayer. He's going to be niche, I think. I don't think it's like, oh my god, all of a sudden Bullseye is great. He's going to be everywhere. But I think we've given him a niche now, and I think people might find a way to really like his niche and go with it and be like, oh, I know who I have to bring to this fucking Bullseye. Here we go. Yep, so much for your shield, asshole. I don't know. I think it might work out for him over there. So, there we go. That's pretty much everything we need to talk about other than uniform upgrade. So, if you have a hero that does not have an alternate uniform, this will not apply. So, for Sharog, we cannot do this. But if you have a uniform such as Silk, who recently got this new Webby Hotness, and you go to uniform, you will notice there is an experience meter for websuit. So uniforms now have experience. And you can boost their stats. You do so by going to uniform upgrade. You can use bios, their class stones, and the upgrade kits, which are in Dimension Rifts or in the store. Now, this kind of bugs me, because it was not long ago that my Frox was finished. And everybody's like, okay, you got to work on Corvus Glaive next. So I was going through my roster and be like, You're going to steal his gum, and you're going to steal her gum, and you're going to steal his gum, and he's got a lot of gum for you to steal. So, especially people who were tier 2, like I drained them of their bios. Loki, for example, Enchantress, for example. And it just so happens that now we have this uniform thing. Moon Knight got lucky and emerged unscathed with a whopping 107 bios over here. So I really have the chance of doing this once I get the kits. Also, I think this means you also have to have this other uniform. Now, a lot of veterans are like, yay, more power, like, feed me, Seymour. The problem is a lot of newer players and a lot of medium or struggling to stay afloat players are upset. They feel it's very money grabby. They feel it's very grabby hands. What they're doing with the uniform list, forcing you to have another uniform. Some people are upset. It's not been tremendously well received. Like Uru, everybody's like, oh god, yeah, okay, Uru, fun. This is not going over super great. I mean, a lot of people are happy with it, don't get me wrong, and higher people really like it, but the lower brackets of the community don't seem to be happy. But you can go to Uniform Upgrade and start a linear chain of buying the first pack for 500. You get 30 biometrics, 30 Norn Stones, 20 of those upgrade kits, uniform experience, and 50,000 gold. So, to help you guys out, I will buy this first pack. And as you can see, I'm now on the next chain. So eventually it will end up at 4,000 gold for a whopping 250 bios, 250 Norn Stones, 180 of those kits, 40 of the chips, and 320 gold. The gold isn't good. A lot of the rest of the stuff is great. And since I know, let's see who's got a decent amount of bios amongst my tier 2s with uniforms. Let's look at Floki. I'm pretty sure I've drained him. Yeah, I've drained him. For Corvus. Strange has got uniforms. Do I have Strange bios? Well, you don't get Strange bios. Shit. How are you gonna, oh, is it gonna be Bam? Is it gonna be Bam? I know it's Bam Margera. Yeah, it's fucking Bam! Ah, you dick. Well, it's only rank 2 at least. 5 rank 2s. Oh my god, it consumes all 20? Jesus Christ. Alright, so we will use... How about you, Elsa? I think you're drained. 31. Yeah, it looks like Moon Knight's gonna win. I think I just recently drained Chanty for sure. Yeah, Chanty had a lot left over, and it went over to Corvus. Not Prox. Captain Marvel. That's a uniform. Down to 2. Alright, Moon Knight it is. So we're going to go to Moon Knight. We're going to go to Uniform. We will go to the Uniform list. We will go to Uniform Upgrade. We will click and go. Alright, so we have to do the experience. So 5 auto... Okay, so it maxes it out just like a hero. So you can almost consider this thing like symbioting. We are upgrading this thing attached to the hero just like a hero. So... here we go. Advanced Moon Knight. All attack goes up, all defense goes up, and I gain dodge. I wonder if I... So he's now advanced. Kind of looks like a rift over here. I wonder if I'm allowed to change... Along with your unit, you can select an option. So change... Skill cooldown. Probably. No auto, but yeah, so you can change it. That's a nice way of tweaking somebody. I mean, it's going to be expensive. You can see that for 500 crystals, it blew everything. How many bios did it leave him with? It didn't completely crush his bios, but yeah, suit stuff's going to be expensive, and it just really sucks that I just burnt a lot of bios on Corvus. I was like, oh, these guys are tier 2. They don't need their bios anymore. I'll just give them a Corvus. That'll be good. Like, Floki could be... Oh, God. Loki could have been amazing. Scratch Enchantress, Scratch Songbird, Scratch Procs. Bam. Then, you know, that's not bios over here, so that's good. If you're doing your world bosses, you can do that. My Captain Marvel just emptied her tank recently. I think I emptied my Hulkbuster, too. Yeah, he's low. Ultron is easy to farm, but nobody likes Ultron, so I probably would not uniform him up, even though he is in a uniform. So really, the potentials would be Moon Knight, Elsa, Silk, Blackbuster, Marvel, Floki, Strange, and that's it out of my current tier 2s. Now, let's look at Iron Fist. Can you get into it if he is not tier 2? Let's answer that question. Uniform, all they all different. Uniform list. Yeah, okay. Alright, so the good thing is they don't have to be tier 2. But if you're consuming, like, what's your priority? Do you want to save your bios to tier 2 them and upgrade their gear? Or do you want to save the bios and throw them into the uniform? I think universally you're going to want to push the gear up and try to tier 2 them, especially if they're a good tier 2. And ignore uniform until after they're tier 2. It just sucks that the bio grind is not going to be over for people with uniforms. So, like, you're going to get Iron Fist and you're going to tier 2 them and you're going to be like, it's not over. Groot, Thor Groot, Thoot over here. It's not over. Thor, it's not over. Venom, it's not over. Wong, Mordo, that's another one. AO. I mean, look at how close I am to tier 2ing my AO. Missing it by this much. And then for AO, like, it won't be over. So I really think maybe tier 2 should be top priority. Decent and on topic Uru for that person should be next. And then uniform upgrades, if they have a uniform, should be third. Maybe give yourself a little time off of the bio grinding and everything. So, and you know, if it's Doctor Strange, it's Bam. So maybe you want to work on Strange and just throw your Bam Margera's at him. So, peace out, everybody. I know it's still close to 40 minutes. I'm sorry, but there was a lot to deal with. See ya!